Look at fucking Trump. You know, I'm surprised I didn't mention that first thing going to the show, but this cat kind of has something going on that I can't really explain. I mean, besides the fact that he can dumb it down for people, that he can speak calm and spoken speak and make it to where you can understand, you can gravitate, you can ingest it, you can digest it, you have it become part of you, and whatever, you're able to take what he has and make your own opinion on it, whether you're talking shit saying he was being a buffoon. Well, I mean, check it out. That's most of the population, it seems like, because he spoke to majority of people. I mean, fuck, who won the popular vote? He swayed where he needed to sway. He won the race that he intended to win. And when he was doing his cabinet picks, and I don't have the fucking list of names, but after each day, because it almost became what it seemed like, and it's because I listened to your NPRs and your talk radios and your news segment and bullshits, but it almost seemed like each day or each 2 days, there's room where he was going to pick, him finally picking them, speaking to them, and it was almost as if that was his way to kind of woo them. Like, for the motherfuckers that didn't give him a definite answer, he'd be like, all right, well, I'm going to leak this information, and we'll let the people decide all the shit they're going to say, and whether or not you can take that, well, then we'll move forward from there. But he picked definite power players in each of these shits. And the last one that I can remember him picking, and I fucking forget for what position it was for, but it was the Republic of fucking Foreign Affairs, with the dude from Exxon Mobil, I remember. And that cat, who is very rich, very onto his own from being in the oil business, and that's big money right there. He's had relationships with these foreign countries, these European, you know what I'm saying, countries that are world powers, making moves, that have money. Obviously, you're going to do business with other places that have business or that can give business, and, you know, it's all about making money. You wouldn't be in business if it wasn't for the gain of more capital. Anyways, by him picking this cat, which, you know, it's been a worry since the very beginning of the election cycle, or not saying election cycle, but just him kind of taking gears, him being a businessman, about him kind of doing things that are going to more or less be in his favor when it comes to, you know, making certain financial decisions. And especially if he's in talks with all these other countries, and, you know, he has businesses that he wants to take claim there, like, what's not to motivate or to have him use his influence in that same nature, which is totally understandable. Fucking A, if I was a businessman, I own these fucking businesses, and now I'm at this hierarchy of shit that gives me more power, then why wouldn't I use that to make my business greater? So there's a lot of back and forth about him going into a blind trust, him selling his businesses. He ends up fucking going to blind trusting, which apparently, I don't know exactly how it works, because supposedly he was going to leave his family to do it for him, as if they're not going to double check or have his best interests at heart. Like, I'd imagine, especially with his, I want to say, second to eldest son and daughter, they're very business savvy on their own. They do their own shit. They're on their own thing. I mean, it was even bullshit talked about when they're part of, you know, phone conversations with other countries. And Ivanka's finance, that bitch can go wherever the fuck she wants. America, don't bitch her out or nothing. But she was overhearing some business with the Chinese, or the Kuwait. What's the other? Taiwan. Because, you know, all that bullshit between Trump and China. This motherfucker holds grudges. So it was a big deal, and kind of a big thumbs up to him when I was hearing him, or hearing about him going, you know, doing more business with Taiwan, which is a big slap in the face to China. And it just, I mean, it's just like kind of like that. Listen, when you come up, you're going to make a list of all your enemies, and you're going to naturally want to prove to them that you're better, and why the fuck not? You made it. You did what you had to do. Like, there's a reason why people put time in or do their grind, so that, again, they can reap the benefits of it. So it's like, fuck, you can't knock that unless it's going to be against our favor. You know, just, you kind of have to respect it. So anyway, so his making those decisions, him making those moves, you know, and I meant to talk more about the family. I mean, they know how he thinks, or they know what he expects. So naturally, leaving them with the businesses is just, it's gonna make it easy. It's gonna make it easier. Okay, I can't touch these shits. And when he talked about selling for a bit, I was like, holy fuck, that's way too serious. No, that doesn't make too much sense, unless he were to do some bullshit to where he sells it to family members for nickels on the dime, and unless they become greedy or, you know, fall out of grace, there's no way that, you know, he would lose on something like that. So it's just interesting how he did that. It's interesting the people that he's picking. There was even I forget the cat who's doing environmental BS, which he apparently is one of those guys that's very against, you know, doesn't believe in global warming, and he has a way, and y'all can look it up. Y'all look up his cabinet picks. I ain't gonna do it. I'm just mentioning it, talking about it quite briefly. He's picking people that are either extremely dangerous to the position or damn near perfect, and in the way that the mixture of what that is, it almost seems like he picked a perfect casting. And even I was watching old clips of him on Oprah, and she was, you know, this is back in the 90s, back when she's going through her transitions, and she's going through, it all seemed like fluff pieces back in the day, but she had asked him, you know, like, you know, would you ever run for president and all that bullshit and questioning. But one of the clearest things that he had said, he had mentioned not doing it, but he said that he knows who he would pick in order and what position to place. And I feel like, and mind you, and I say a lot of racist shit, and, you know what I'm saying, and people might think I'm a racist prick, and a prick I might be, a big prick at that, but not a racist. Like, I say this shit strictly just for satire, strictly just for talking shit, strictly just to be in character, and, you know what I'm saying, be the right wing to my black left, you know. But Trump, though, he's just a smart guy. You know, he acts a fool, but he simply, you know, Bible has said about, you know, watch out for the wolf in sheep's clothing, but you got to be cunning. You have to be, I forget how they mention where you're supposed to be, like a bird or some kind of shit that you can fly and, you know, keep over eye. You got to be observant. And be in the observance that I'm witnessing, I'd have to call him genius for that regard. Smart for just knowing what key people to pick. And I think as a coach, as an owner, that's great, because it makes your job that much easier. If you can have a good team, if you're experienced enough or have networked enough, worked in, you know, just been around to know who's good at what, why wouldn't you put them in that position? It's just to make you look better, and obviously it can also call in a favor, or it can also, you know, pay some favors, which I imagine he's kind of doing. I almost feel like he's been around the block enough to where he's like, okay, well, look, I owe you in, so here, tag you in on this thing. It's up to you to make it work. If you fuck up, it's only you. But obviously it's more than that. It's way more serious than that. So it can't expect, you know, it to be so breezy. But who the fuck knows? He makes shit look real effortlessly. Sometimes it looks fucking awkward, which is where I'm gonna